Hi everyone. Have you ever heard of people saying that I wish I was like that person or that person or that person? Sometimes we're wishing that the grass is always greener on the other side. But actually what we're forgetting is what we have around us right now and what there is available for us right now. But sometimes we forget to look at what we actually have here right now because we're so focused on wanting something that we don't know what it actually is. Because what does normal mean for me? What does normal mean for you? It's different. Normal is different. Normal is just, it's a word, it's an illusion that we create. We give meaning to this word of normal. Now, what I see as normal, what you see as normal, what someone else sees as normal, everyone sees normal as being something very different. And that's okay. It's okay to have that. But wishing something that you think is normal for someone else, they're probably wishing something about you. No one knows what's going on for someone else. We're seeing based on what's going on within our internal world. That's the way we see the world. So if I'm coming from a place like, I wish I was normal, I wish I wasn't like the way I am now, I wish I was like everyone else, you're wishing something that you don't know exists. You're giving it meaning because you don't want to be who you are. But what does that mean? It means you're not happy. You're not content with who you are. You're trying to strive to be something that you think is going to be better, perhaps you think is going to give you happiness, is going to make you feel content, going to give you some meaning in life. But you can keep running away and trying to be something and trying to be normal and trying to be like everyone else. But everyone's different. Everyone's unique. Everyone, like my brother always says it to me all the time. He's like, you're really unique, you are. And I'm like, thank you. Because I take it as a compliment. He may mean it in another way, but I take it as a compliment. I choose how I want to perceive that. I'll be like, thank you so much. I feel so blessed. My brothers just said that about me. But it's up to us how we choose to perceive things. It's up to us how we choose to see things in the world. Now, if we're constantly trying to be something like everyone else is, that's a meaning that we're giving to life. We're giving life that we're not normal and everyone else is. Everyone else is. Well, have a look at everyone. If you had to give a color to everyone, everyone's going to be a completely different color. So if you're trying to be a yellow, a red, a blue, a green, a purple, an orange, who are you going to be? Because everyone's colors are different. So what's normal? So what normal is for one person is very different to another. And this is where like self-esteem sometimes comes from, like where we find believing in ourselves, like self-belief, self-esteem, we find it very difficult to give ourselves that compassion because we're afraid. We're afraid to stand in our power. We want to be like everyone else, but everyone else doesn't exist. We're telling ourselves that because perhaps somewhere deeper within us, we don't feel like we don't have that sense of belonging. But that sense of belonging comes from within us, not from other people. So being normal, before we choose the words that we say, I wish I am, understand what it is that you're trying to be. Now, when I work with coaching clients or when I work with clients that they want to be something, they may say that I want to be a better leader. They may say, oh, I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better wife. I want to be a better person. What does that look like? Let's draw it out. So they'll say, I want to be hardworking. I want to have more ambition in my life. I want to be more friendly. I want to be more approachable. Well, let's break this down even further. What do these things mean? What do they mean? So we break it down further. We understand exactly what it is that this person's trying to say. And we get them there because that's what they want to do. Now, before we actually get them there, I lie. We don't just get them there. It doesn't happen like that because it's about understanding from this person's perspective why they want to be this way. What is it that's making them want to be like this? I want to be like this. Is it because they think being this person is going to bring them happiness, or is it because they genuinely want to become someone like that? What's making them want to, or why they're attracted to be this person is the key ingredient to understand why they want to be this a specific way, and that will help us to understand what's going on within this person. And I do that with coaching clients, specifically with coaching clients, because therapy is you work in a different way in therapy compared to coaching. So with coaching, it's very different. People come in and they're like, right, this is where I want to head, and you take them there, but it's about understanding why they want to be there. You don't just take people there and be like, yep, that's it, you can be that, I can make you that. No, let's go deeper, because it's mind, body, soul, spirit. It's working as a whole. It's not just working with your mindset. It's not just working with the external world. There's so much more going on, and it's about understanding all of these different aspects of ourselves and who we are and why we are the way that we are. Because we're here right now, but where we are right now comes from our conditioned self, comes from our child, comes from our blueprint, comes from us growing up within the world that we've grown up in, and the viewpoint that we've given to the world. We create this, and we can change this. Just as easy we create it, we can change it. And it's a process that we go through. It's a process that we go through to change it. Let me give you an example. There was a young man I was working with, and he was bullied at school. When he was bullied at school, he gave the meaning to himself that I'm not normal. I'm not normal because people don't like me, so I'm not likable. I'm not lovable. People don't like me. There's something wrong with me. So this is what he lived his life believing. These are the rules that he gave to his life. And this is what his life became. So he continued developing these relationships where he wasn't seen for who he was because he was so afraid to be who he was. So he just tried to fit in. He cracked a few jokes here and there, but he was really miserable in these friendship groups because he wasn't being who he wanted to be, because he was afraid, because he thought that he was going to be rejected for who he was, because he thought that he was unlovable. He thought there was something wrong with him. He thought that he was not normal. And that all comes from the way that he's been perceiving the world. So imagine wearing glasses, just rose tinted glasses. So he's wearing these rose tinted glasses, and everything that he's seeing around him is just, I'm unlovable, I'm unlovable, I'm unlovable. But hang on a minute, there's a thing there that's saying that you're lovable. There's a thing there that's saying that you're lovable, but you're not focused on them, because the glasses are just focused on the things that are showing you that you're not lovable. So as I said, it's a process. It's not just going to change, because for a long time, he believed that he was not normal. He believed that he was not lovable. So he continued living life like this. But as he started progressing in the sessions with myself, he started to understand, I am lovable. It was actually the meaning that I gave to that experience. It was the meaning that I took from that experience. So it's seeing that experience, it's understanding that experience. Why was it that I saw it like that? Because no one else was that way. No one else dressed the way I did. And that's why I was seen as an outcast, and they found it easy to pick on me. So we broke it down. We're looking at it from a different perspective. So imagine a house. So we have a house. Whatever viewpoint you look at from the house, I'm doing my arms like this. Whatever viewpoint you look at from the house, you will see it from a different view, but it's still the same house. But everyone's going to see it from a different view. And that's the same with an experience. Yeah, we're seeing it from one view, and we can give meaning to it from one view, but we look at it from another view, and we can change that. And this is why the mind is so powerful, because we have the ability to change our thoughts and our experiences and our reality and the way we see the world around us. We have the ability to change it, but we're learning how to change it. And that's the how-to. That's why the how-to is so powerful. How do you change it? I mean, I've been to schools, and I've done some teachings at schools, and the kids there will be like, well, I get that. I get it. It all makes sense to me. I get that thoughts are linked to feelings, linked to behaviors. I get it. But how do I change it? And I say, you can change it. It's a process. It takes time, and it's a process. And it's being committed to yourself, giving yourself time. And this is why I say journaling is so important, giving yourself time in journaling, because you are important. You may say, when I say that right now, you are important. You're probably sitting there thinking, I'm not important. You're beautiful. I'm not beautiful. That's what's probably going on in some people's minds, because they're convinced that they're not beautiful. But that takes time to break and understand. And I don't mean break in a horrible way, but I mean, it takes time to understand why this has formed the way it has, and understand that, yeah, you may not feel like you're beautiful. You may not feel like you're enough. You may not feel like you're loved. But there's a reason why you feel like that. You weren't born that way. It was the conditioning. It was the experiences. And we're not here to blame anyone. We're not here to blame anyone in any way or shape or form. We're here to understand and give you awareness to be able to live this life, because this life is temporary. This life is so beautiful. but only we can give meaning to this life. If every day we're looking at this life is like, oh, here's another day, oh, can't wait for the weekend, I can't wait for this day, oh, another holiday in 3 weeks' time, countdown. Enjoy every day. Every day is a gift to us. Every day is so beautiful. But everything, like I said, everything comes from within us. If we start to love ourselves, if we start to just connect with ourselves, everything else around you changes. It's so beautiful. The journey is beautiful. And I see it with clients on a daily basis. And it's so amazing to see that process and to see them just change just by understanding the conditioning, just by understanding their blueprint and patterns that I keep replaying. Now, if this, with this gentleman that I was working with, he kept presenting with that same pattern of behavior that I'm not lovable, I'm not lovable, I'm not lovable. And it even impacted on his career. It even impacted to the point where he was telling me there was an example where there was pizza and there was one slice left and he really, really wanted it. But he didn't feel loved. He didn't feel like he was enough to have it. So he didn't have it. He gave it to someone else to have. And he was like, no, you can have it. But he really wanted it. But he was so afraid to say it because he didn't feel like he deserved it. Because he didn't feel like he was enough. He didn't feel like he should have that pizza. Someone else should have it because I'm not important enough. And this is where I say if that version of normal, if we keep striving to be something, I'm normal, I want to be beautiful, I want to be more caring, I want to be more hardworking, I want to be more this, I want to be more this. Break it down, understand what is this word that you're saying that you want to be and why do you want to be this? So get a pen and paper, write it down. The words I am are so powerful. I am amazing. I am considerate. I am compassionate. I am empathetic. I think I've said amazing already, but I'm going to say it again. I am amazing. Whatever comes after that is so powerful. Why? Because that's what you're telling yourself. You're telling yourself, this is what I am. If you keep telling yourself, I'm not normal, you're going to believe it. So it's going to impact on other aspects of your life. It's like just like it did with this client who gave that last piece of pizza away. He wanted it. And there's no reason for him not to have it. But he stopped himself. He stood in his own way because he felt like he wasn't normal. He felt like he wasn't good enough. And his words were, I am not good enough. I am not normal. And we broke these down. We broke them down. We helped him to understand them and we changed them and we replaced them. And at first he found it very uncomfortable to say. He found it very difficult to say. And the first time he said it, I love me. He cried. He cried because he couldn't believe that he had said that to himself. He cried because he felt it for the first time. He felt that avoidance that he'd been avoiding himself for such a long time. And he felt it. I felt it with him. And it was so beautiful to be part of that process. So remind yourself, before you say, I love you to your friends, to your parents, to your siblings, to your partner, even to food. It's like, I love this food. Say it to yourself as well. I love me. I love me. It's okay to say it. It doesn't mean that you're self-indulgent. It doesn't mean you're selfish. It means you're putting yourself first because you're important. And remember that. Remember you are important. So one thing that to do every morning when you wake up is, I love me. Remind yourself, look in the mirror, I love me. Give yourself 3 different words that you want to say to yourself in the morning. I am amazing. I'm brilliant. I am beautiful. Say these words. Choose different words. Say the same words. But it's not I am not. Use the words I am. It's so powerful. Such powerful words. And it will make such a big difference in your life. Remember, this is part of the how to. How to love yourself is part of the process. It's not a quick fix. It's going to happen. But it's a process. Believe in it. Believe it's going to happen and it will happen. It's manifestation. And the more you manifest something, the more it will happen. Right. On that note, thank you very much. Sending you lots and lots of love and lots of blessings. And I wish you all, no, I don't even wish. I know you'll all have an awesome day. I know you'll all have an amazing day. And sending lots of love. Wait 1 minute. Look at this. Sending lots of love your way. Love your way. Let's hope that this video doesn't come out blurry now.